Hello, hi, I'm back with an update on the three cycles, the three astrological cycles, and also the major cycles shown by the Socrates quantum computer systems, which those cycles they're very similar to each other. I'm doing this video as an update to one of those three cycles. I've already previously done an update to one of the cycles. That's the implosion of our financial system globally around the world. That one we are really feeling. That's sort of the basis of all the collapses. This video is about the Second American Civil War, how that is heating up and how it is evolving. It did begin officially in January of 2020. Astrologers have seen this coming for a decade or more, since you can look up in the sky or you can use your telescope or you can use your ephemeris and you can look at the movement of these planets, and you know that they have a track record of accuracy. So I will be pulling from astrology and also the Socrates quantum computer system. The reason I mention these sources is they have an 80 to 100% accuracy rate as far as events that happen to our particular country, America, and also worldwide, globally. So there are three major cycles in play. We'll just be talking about one of them, and that is the Second American Civil War, which is in play now. Hi, I'm JJ from Paranormal Talks, paranormaltalks.com. I'll be showing you overwhelming evidence of the maturation of a civil war. That is what leads up to it. You know, civil wars are really sparked and planted by tyranny. That's tyranny of our leaders. It's tyranny of our governments. It's tyranny of kings, queens, whoever professes to rule us. And it also is the tyranny of people we love to vote for. Those people too, who are the career politicians in our country. So we'll be looking at and this video will probably be 4 parts, because I like to keep these short so you can get snippets of this information. So let's share the screen here. This is our website, Paranormal Talks. If you want to know more about me, just look at the page about us and you can read all about me. This is our YouTube channel. You can see that we posted many videos. I conduct interviews, and I also provide videos, updates, predictive videos also. Paranormal Talks, we are educational. We like to fill the gap of education that our government school systems and universities do not want to touch. These big gaps in information really hurt us. So Paranormal Talks want us to fill that gap in order to help you. So you know about more about yourself, so you know more about your world. And with these predictive tools and methods that I pull from, so you will know better how to plan and direct your life. Probably most of all, it's to help you prepare yourself psychologically, because we have 3 big cycles that are hitting us all at the same time. That's why some of these people are panicking, like Cliff High, he's panicking. He should be. Martin Armstrong of Armstrong Economics, he's panicking. He should. But both of these gentlemen know that these cycles cannot be stopped. You can only manage how they manifest. And that's what we're doing. Here's a video. If you take a look here, 2020 update, predictive hits, Civil War and secession. So I am building on this, and I'll be showing you that. Now, civil wars, usually secessions of counties out of wanting to join other states or create their own states, that's a pretty typical phenomena of civil wars, or what leads up to civil wars, or is part of civil wars. Secessions, secession of states, secession of counties out of states and wanting to create their own states. And that's all around the world, not just America, but let's just stick with America right now. So as I said, the Civil War, Virginia, the state of Virginia is where the Civil War of 1861 started, and it is back. So we'll be looking at that. Let's look at the cheat sheet on this cycle. I'll be reading that to you. What happened to it? Here we go. Let's scroll up. Okay, before I go through the astrological planets and also the Socrates quantum computer system charts that are being generated, the forecasts that are being generated with 80 to 90% accuracy, I want to mention that astrology is not a religion. Science, just like science is not a religion, or rather, science should not be a religion, although some people do treat it as such. Therefore, a belief in astrology, like a belief in a religion, it is not required because it's not a religion. Astrology works or it does not work. Astrology works with or without belief. You don't have to believe in it at all. Astrology is not a set of beliefs or policies like a political party or being of a political persuasion. Astrology is based on numbers. It's based on complex math. Astrology is a science just as medicine is a science. And like many sciences, it requires observation, testing, and practice. And that's what, in a sense, makes medicine and science and astrology and art as well as a science. Okay, now I'm going to be using astrological terms. And then I'll be translating them into regular English because astrology, just like medicine, just like law, they use their own language. They use their own terminology. So astrology does too. It's a very discrete language that astrologers speak to each other. It sounds like a foreign language. So what we're looking at, this cycle that we're looking at that hit exactly January 12th of 2020, is called the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. When I say conjunction, that's the planet Saturn and the planet Pluto. They're in the sky in the same constellation sign, which is Capricorn right now. And it looks like they're sitting in each other's lap. They're sitting there and they're having a good time. Well, they may be, but it's not a good time for us humans here on this planet. So the last time Saturn-Pluto was conjunct was from 1861 to 1863. 1861 was the beginning of the American Civil War, and West Virginia secedes from Virginia. That's how West Virginia came about. The 1980s was a major turning point in religion as well, because it impacts beliefs, people's beliefs in their world, their God, their society. Saturn, Pluto conjuncted again Sunday, January 12th, 2020. And I've already referenced that video I made previously, Ancient Astrology, A Disturbing Future, and I made that and posted that in June of 2019. And those things are coming true right now. Now, I'll also be referring to Martin Armstrong's Socrates quantum computer system. And what he uses there is what is called phase transitions. Phase transitions is how energy moves through a system, whether it's a political system, a financial system, a business system, a geotectonic system, even a sports popularity or not popularity system. Energy moves through all of these systems, and it's very unique to each cycle of each thing. So now the phase transition for this Second American Civil War, that computer system, quantum computer system, showed January 18, 2020. And you can see how close these dates are, January 12th and January 18. And you know that in January 20th of 2020, we had over 25,000 armed civilians showing up on the steps of the Richmond, Virginia Capitol to remind their leaders, their government, that indeed we do have a Second Amendment of the Constitution. Whether you agree with it or not, doesn't matter. We have the Constitution, and that is what it is. So astrology maps, that is, it is similar to the trends shown in the Socrates quantum computer system, and they are big and serious for us in this world. This is a list of the 3 cycles that we're in right now. This is called the perfect, outstandingly perfect storm. Saturn, Pluto in the constellation sign Capricorn, that equals a second American Civil War. Next, Pluto in the constellation sign Capricorn. For this country, America in particular, this is the implosion, destruction, and rebirth of governments around the world, in particular America. This is very specific to America. There are some things very specific to America that will be even more so than with the rest of the world. That's another video. But as far as Pluto in the constellation sign Capricorn, impacting all governments globally, I want to note that Russia announced a new government. Their entire government resigned, and that was announced January 15th of 2020. And there will also be the possible death of President Putin. And then the last cycle that is really shaking us up, which is the reason for this lockdown, it's not a virus, is the planet Uranus is moving through the constellation sign Taurus, and that equals destruction of our global financial system as we know it. So we have 3 phases that are required to build a new global financial system. That's really the basis of all this. You know, our energy, how we create finances, how we conduct transactions, how we're motivated to grow food and provide other needs for ourselves. That's what's happening. So refer to that. I may be showing this in the other videos, but anyway, so we'll stop sharing that. I want to show you some websites. Okay, let's take a look here. Here we go. Okay, so Virginia takes its first step on gun ban, and that's to crush and do away with the Second Amendment of the Constitution. You see, now this is called tyranny. To just destroy the Constitution, the Second Amendment, you can't express that. That's called tyranny. Whether you agree with that or not, that is how people react to it. So despite a continued explosion of Second Amendment sanctuary counties in the state of Virginia, the new Democratic-controlled legislature on Friday took the first step. Oh, what is the date on this? This article is February 7, 2020. So I'm giving you some background, some reference to this. So the legislature on Friday took the first step to ban sporting rifles, large capacity magazines, and suppressors. In a 12-9 vote, the House Public Safety Committee voted to ban assault weapons, such as the popular AK-15 and AK-47 magazines that hold more than 12 rounds, and sound suppressors effective July 1. Wake up, Virginia. This is a near total gun ban with mandatory government regulation of any of the guns you own. This also includes a full ban on suppressors and magazines holding 10 plus rounds, no grandfathering those in. So all of this is anti-Second Amendment. Doesn't matter how you slice it and dice it. So this is called tyranny. This is an expression of the government against the people and what the Second Amendment promises. And this causes civil wars or revolutions. Next. Okay, Jerry Falwell Jr. and also the West Virginia Governor Jim Justice discuss Virginia exiting, that is the Second Amendment sanctuary counties of the state of Virginia, joining West Virginia. So that's an exit. And I want you to hear a little bit of what Governor Jim Justice has to say. Let me get that sound for you.
I'm going to read a couple of remarks in the beginning. Let me hop up here, Jerry, and I'm going to just read a couple of remarks, and then I'm going to sit back down. I normally don't read much, but it's probably best to read this. And that is, first and foremost, I really appreciate, Liberty University's president, Jerry Falwell, and the invitation to also as Jerry thanked me, I would thank him for being able to have the ability to just make a few comments about West Virginia and the great state that we really are. You know, I would say that a long time ago, the infringement of fundamental values is what really created the beginning of West Virginia. Now, in doing so, the government of Virginia was probably significantly out of step, and therefore, all of a sudden, counties moved and West Virginia was formed. Now, in 1861, West Virginia's first constitutional convention included 39 counties within the borders of the proposed new state, but also named an additional 7 counties, all of those that were adjacent to those 7 counties that would be eligible for inclusion if the people of those areas voted to be part of the new state. Now, when West Virginia's Constitution was drafted later that year, the number of counties was intentionally unlimited, with an invitation for Virginia counties to vote to join West Virginia, along with a statement that, and here's the statement, additional territory may be admitted into and become part of this state with the consent of the legislature. Now, I'm going to sit down now, and I'm going to just talk to you. You know, West Virginia.
Okay, so what did you think? So Governor Jim Justice, he knows his West Virginia history. He did mention also the date 1861. That was the beginning of the American Civil War, and it was the beginning of the secession of all those counties away from Virginia. Mostly the capital of Richmond, Virginia. They did not agree with the slavery. They were pro-slavery, the Richmond, Virginia government pro-slavery at that time in 1861, and all those counties west, they seceded, and it is now West Virginia. I want to show you a quick bit of history that you are not supposed to know about. And our government school systems have really worked hard to keep this information away from us, but it is a book. You can get it on Amazon. And this is a big reason why those counties of in the western part of Virginia seceded and became Western Virginia. Okay, let's look at this site. Okay. The name of the book is They Were White and They Were Slaves, The Untold Story of the Enslavement of Whites in Early America. All those people in West Virginia, they are the descendants of white slaves. That's where the word slave comes from. It comes from Slavic. That's where the white people were kidnapped from, was the Slavic countries of Europe. Slavic slaves. They were white. That's where the pejorative label comes from. White trash, hillbilly, redneck. Those are all descendants of the white slaves of America. Now, if they were black, they were called nigger. So we have redneck, hillbilly, white trash, and nigger. Those are all descendants of slaves. But most of the slaves were white. This book is thoroughly researched, and it challenges the conventional historiography of colonial industrial labor, a stunning journey into the hidden epic and slave trade of whites, hundreds of thousands of whom were kidnapped, not purchased, as the blacks were, from the very mature African slave business. They were kidnapped, they were stolen, so they were free. free Slavic people. So they were kidnapped, changed, whipped, and worked to death in the American colonies and killed and buried in huge mass graves. And during the Industrial Revolution, this is a chronicle that has never been fully told, part of the vital heritage that has until now comprised the dustiest shelf in the darkest corners of suppressed history. So wanted to give you that little factoid, that fun fact. So this is the basis of West Virginia and why they are opening their arms to the Second Amendment counties, declared counties in Virginia right now. It's the same sort of thing, is they do not like the tyranny of their government. Okay, and we're going to listen to this quick video. It's just about a minute and 45 seconds. Let me get the sound for you.
And the man who pushed Britain to leave the European Union made his first public appearance at Liberty University today, and he spoke about the local Vexit movement. 10 News reporter Magdala Lusant shows us what advice he has for those pushing to leave Virginia.
I think be persistent.
If there's anyone that knows about separating a country from its government, it's British politician Nigel Farage. Farage helped lead Great Britain out of the European Union almost a week ago. On Wednesday, he spoke to Liberty University students about his 27-year battle to leave the EU.
Brexit was a reassertion of our right of national self-determination, the ability to make our own law, the ability to have our own courts and not have somebody else ruling over us.
And self-determination is what some locals want to accomplish with Vexit that's gotten Farage's support and advice.
I do think it's very, very important that people, if they want to change, can have a change. All I would say to the campaigners is it's very easy to start exit campaigns, but they often take a bit longer than you think they're going to.
Mr. Farage certainly has more experience in this front than we do, so we're absolutely grateful for his advice, grateful for his support.
Rick Boyer, a volunteer with Vexit 2020, says the campaign has grown since LU President Jerry Falwell Jr. and West Virginia's governor made the announcement. The group wants Virginians to sign petitions and vote to leave the Commonwealth and take sanctuary in West Virginia. This comes as Democratic lawmakers have been implementing changes to gun laws.
If enough people want it to work, yes, it will. It's going to be up to the voice of the people. Our job right now is get it on the ballot and let the people speak.
In Lynchburg, Magdala Lusant, 10 News, working for you.
Yeah. So that is a maturation of the Second American Civil War. It is in play. We're not hearing much about Vexit. That seems to be sort of quiet, but all these new gun laws that the Richmond, Virginia legislature keeps making, that may speed things up. But keep an eye on Virginia because it is the bellwether. It is the canary in the coal mine of what will sweep over the rest of this country. So that ends video one on the signs and proof of our oncoming Second American Civil War. This is JJ from Paranormal Talks, and we'll be talking with you later. Thanks. Bye.